You might not have agreed with Charlie Kirk, his ideas, his style, his persona, but here's something you can't ignore. He mastered argument and persuasion in a way few do. And the secret? The same one smart lawyers use in the courtroom, the Socratic method. Today, we're going to examine how Charlie Kirk used it and what you, yes you, can learn. Before we dive into politics, let's talk technique, because this isn't about what Charlie Kirk believed, it's about how he argued. The Socratic method is basically conversational judo. Instead of launching an attack, you ask a question that nudges your opponent to reveal logic, or lack thereof. Socrates used it to expose contradictions in Athens. Trial lawyers use it to guide jurors to a conclusion. Charlie Kirk used it on campus tours, debates, and in media so the audience came to the conclusion themselves. He didn't open with, "My view is correct." He started with, "Do you believe this?" or "Why is that true?" It was less a speech, but more a guided path. In a courtroom, I might ask, "So you said that you were 200 feet away. Was it dark? Were your glasses off?" And I let the facts do the talking. Charlie Kirk did the same on stage, asking simple questions to get someone to lead themselves into weak logic, which made the audience take notice. When I cross-examine a witness, I don't say, "You're lying." I ask, "You've testified differently when asked that same question under oath in this case, correct?" One question flips the layers of certainty. That's the lawyer's version of the Socratic method. Charlie Kirk did this in real time, often with a live audience watching. He kept his questions short. He let the other person explain. He paused, and when that logic cracked, he paused bigger. The audience started thinking, wait, this doesn't add up. That pause is gold, because jurors or viewers start working with you. In the courtroom, this moment is when 12 strangers stop being passive. They become thinkers. On stage, that same moment can turn a crowd from skeptics to believers. Let's break down how Charlie Kirk used the Socratic method effectively using 3 key stages: ask, clarify, reveal. Let's start with ask. He started with broad, non-threatening questions. Do you believe in freedom? Should the government regulate this? These questions aren't aggressive, they're invitational. They draw the other person into thinking. Next, clarify. Once the other person answered, he drilled deeper. Okay, you believe in freedom, so how does that policy support freedom? Most answers stumbled here. The trouble wasn't the perspective, it was the follow-up. Clarification exposes what the answer implies. Finally, reveal. Then, he let the logic drip out. He didn't stand up and say, "You're wrong." He pointed calmly. The audience saw someone's logic lead them to an uncomfortable place. They didn't feel manipulated. They felt the truth unfold. That's not confrontation, it's surgical. And when done well, it doesn't feel like persuasion. It feels like discovery. Here's the important part. Charlie Kirk wasn't just talking to his opponent. He was talking to the audience behind them. As a lawyer, when I question a witness, I'm really performing for the jury because they have all the power. Kirk did the same. When he asked, "If you believe in tolerance, does that include those who disagree with you?" He wasn't just asking a student on stage. He was speaking to every person in the crowd. He made them ask, does that include me? That's persuasion in its purest form. For jurors, it matters because a person who arrives at a conclusion themselves buys it. They own it. They start defending it. With an audience, the same phenomenon happens. The reason this method worked was because it treated people as thinkers, not as targets. Now, I know what you might be thinking. So you're saying we should all argue like Charlie Kirk? Well, maybe not exactly. But yes, we can borrow some lessons. Lesson 1, lead with curiosity. Ask questions that open doors instead of slamming them shut. Invite thoughts, don't dictate them. Lesson 2, stay calm under pressure. When emotion rises, keep your voice even. A calm voice signals rationality. That's how jurors and audiences lean in. Lesson 3, be precise with your questions. A long question is a missed opportunity. A sharp question cuts to the truth. You're not playing a monologue, you're orchestrating a thought path. Whether you're defending a client, debating a policy, or just trying to win an argument at home, these same moves apply. The Socratic method is more than a tool for debate. It's a mark of respect. It assumes the other side is capable of reasoning. It invites them into the conversation. That's why it's timeless. It worked for Socrates, it works in courtrooms, and yes, it even worked for Charlie Kirk. Whether you agreed with him or not, he used a method that made people think, question, and sometimes changed their minds. He turned debates into conversations, conversations into lessons, and lessons into action. If you pay attention, you'll see he wasn't always the loudest voice in the room. He was often the one asking the best questions. Because sometimes, the smartest person in the room isn't the one talking the most. It's the one listening, probing, and guiding. Before you click on this next video about the tricks lawyers use to be more persuasive, be sure to subscribe because we put out new videos every Thursday.